Hello and welcome back to another one of Paul's beer reviews. I hope you're doing well today. This time around I'm going to be reviewing one of the new beers from the latest Tesco range. It's a double IPA, and it's a double IPA from Yorkshire, and it's from North Brewing in particular, and it's a can of their Abstract Lens coming in 8% ABV. Yeah, 8% DIPA, double IPA. It says it's a smooth, hazy double IPA featuring Idaho 7, Talus and Citra hops, bursting with ripe, juicy, tropical flavour. I picked this one up. I think it was £3. It was either £3 or $3.50. It might have actually been $3.50, seeing as it's a double. Yeah, I think it was $3.50. Let's have a look at the can. There is the artwork. I quite like North Brewing's branding. I think generally their colour schemes they get on their cans are really pretty cool, pretty eye-catching. It suggests that this one is a bit of a collab. Oh, yeah, in collaboration with Alpha Delta. I'm not 100% sure who Alpha Delta are. Are they a brewery? Alpha Delta? I feel like I've heard of Alpha Delta. So it might be a collab, but it doesn't say it on the back though. It only says the logo. So in collaboration with Alpha Delta, but all over that it just says North Brewing Co on the front. So mystery. I'll have to Google it, find out what's going on there. But either way, it's a North Brew Co. Abstract Lens, double IPA, 8%, £3.50 in Tesco's. I like North Brewing. I really like their beers. I've not had a bad one from them yet. So I'm hoping for the same with this. An 8% juicy double IPA. Sounds just like what the doctor ordered right now. And it certainly looks like a juicy double IPA on that pour. Oh, wallop. There she is. Look at that. That is lovely looking on the eye. Hazy as you like. A solid 2-finger, slightly creamy looking whitehead to that one. It's a beautiful hazy yellow gold kind of colour. A sort of a peach juice look to it. It looks absolutely gorgeous. It's probably, that's what you want a sort of a hazy double IPA to look like nowadays. This is what you come to expect. Yeah, it looks fantastic. Looking at the head, I would guess that there's oats in here. Oh, it's a lovely aroma. Despite it being a double, it's not exactly a hugely sweet aroma. It's a beautifully subtle. There's definitely oats in there without reading the ingredients. Let me double check. There's oats. It's slightly creamy. It's a slightly creamy, vanilla-y sort of aroma. But to go with that, there's passion fruit, pineapple, mango, bit of orange. Everyone's had a beer nowadays that has that aroma, but it's a beautiful aroma. It's a proper fruit bowl aroma, but it's not massively strong. It's not overly sweet. It has a subtle, balanced effect, this aroma. It's making my mouth water. So let's get stuck in, everyone. Cheers. Oh. Any heat? Any bitterness? It's a tiny bit. There's a bit of warmth now. There's a little bit of warmth down in my throat. There's a little bit of that 8%. That's so juicy. That is delicious. Wow. Oh. Lovely body. Lovely, smooth, slightly creamy mouthfeel. The oats do their part. You're definitely getting the citra effect. Now on that second swig, that bitterness at the back end is starting to grow. And a little bit of the warmth from that 8% is starting to grow as well. But it's still really balanced. Oh my goodness, this is getting better and better. Straight off the bat, it's got a lovely body. Say slightly creamy, really soft, glides down. It's really juicy. You're getting all the citra, all the pineapple, the mango, the passion fruit, a bit of orange, tiny bit of grapefruit in there as well. It's a juice bomb. But it never gets too sweet. There's no dankness to it. There's no, sometimes you get New England IPAs that almost taste like a little bit sort of overripe fruit. It's not overly hot to the point where it's got to that. It tastes quite fresh, this one. Wow, yeah, it is. Goodness me. This was packaged the 31st of August. So it's pretty fresh. It's only been in the can for, what, three weeks? 3 and a bit weeks. Yeah, that tastes really fresh. Always helps when you get a really fresh, big, hoppy double IPA, because it just, all those flavours just come out and you get the experience that you're supposed to get. This is glorious. It really is. Oh, yeah. Juicy. Creamy. Lovely bitterness now from the hops. It's funny that, because the first week I didn't quite get it. All I got was the juicy side from the hops. Now I'm getting a slight dryness, a slight bitterness from the hops at the back end. And a little bit of the warmth in the throat. You're like, yep, that's a big beer. It's an 8%. You know, take it easy with it. It's delicious. That's a really, really good double IPA. I don't know how many double IPAs I've actually had from supermarkets. You have to kind of rack your brains, because we've all been buying these beers from supermarkets the last, what, 2-3 years now, haven't we? Since Tesco really started it with the whole big sort of 440 craft beers that started going in. There's been a few doubles, haven't there? There's been a few dippers, a few double IPAs that have gone in over the last few years. I'm desperately racking my brain now to think if I've had any dippers that I've enjoyed more than this. This is that good. I'm really impressed with this. I love the balance. It's that word again. If there's a balance to the beer, generally I'm going to like it. And it balances tropical, juicy, fruity, refreshing hop profile with bitterness, very subtle pininess, and that warmth from the 8% never gets too much. There's a balance. You're aware that you're drinking a big IPA. You're very much aware you're drinking a double IPA, but it never becomes too much. It never becomes too strong. There's no dankness to it. The heat isn't exactly strong. It's there just to remind you, but it's subtle. And I love that. That for me is what makes a good double IPA. That for me is just what makes a good IPA, full stop. If there's a balance to it, it just makes you want to come back and drink more of it. And this is exactly what this is doing. Big, juicy, lovely body. Makes it really drinkable. There's that little bit of bitterness now. And even then with the bitterness, it's slightly citrusy. There's a lovely flavour to it. A little bit of warmth. That's glorious. That really is a lovely, lovely beer. Yeah. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of that. Honestly, off the top of my head, I'll probably go back through my videos. I think I've probably reviewed another double that I really enjoyed from a supermarket. But that is easily one of the most enjoyable double IPAs that I've had from a supermarket. In fact, I don't even think that does it justice. It's a belting beer. I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10. It's not quite perfection, but I think that's more down to the style. It's more of a New England style IPA than it is a West Coast. Generally, I prefer the more West Coast, piney, bitter sides of IPA. But in terms of a New England IPA, I've had few better. I've had very few better than that. It's lovely. It really is lovely. Really juicy, really refreshing. Lovely bitterness at the back end. It's got a lovely balance to it, a lovely drinkability to it. It's a smasher. And you can get into a lot of trouble. That's another term I use when it's a good beer. If it's balanced and it's the sort of beer you could get yourself into trouble with, it's usually a winner in my book. I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10 because I think it's absolutely fantastic. So North Brewing with their Abstract Lens, £3.50 in Tesco. Go get it. Go get it. If you want yourself a really drinkable, big IPA, that's the first place to go. That's another belter from North Brewing Company. Well done, Tesco, getting that in there. Hopefully North can maintain the standard to that one for the next 6 months or so, however long it's in there. It's a cracking beer. Well done, North. Beautiful. 9.5 out of 10. I'm done with that one. Tesco, 3.50. Go get it. Really, really recommend that. I hope you've enjoyed this beer review. Give it a thumbs up if you have. Until my next one, you take care.